and tax our people.
Order. The Honourable Morris Williamson.
Mr. Speaker.
Order. Point of order. John Biscown.
Speaker, I seek leave to table a study done by Meat and Wool, dated the 17th of February 2010, where it shows that the price for farmers, the average dairy farmer and beef farmer, will be about $10,000, and that will commence on the 1st of July this year.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. The Honourable Morris Williamson.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, John Biscown.
I seek leave to table a letter from the Gisborne Chamber of Commerce to the Prime Minister, Anne Tolley, the MP for East Coast, the Minister of Climate Change Issues, Nick Smith, and Tim Grosser, on the impact of the ETS on the Gisborne region.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, John Biscown.
I seek leave to table a document from Neil and Esther Henderson, farmers of Gisborne, third-generation farmers, outlining the cost of the ETS on their farm and how it will make their farm or their beef farm uneconomic.
Order. Was this letter published in any popular...
No, it's a private letter. It's a statement from Neil and Esther Henderson outlining the impact on their family.
Okay, leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, John Biscown.
I seek leave to table an extract from the Paris Le Monde newspaper, the online Paris Le Monde newspaper of yesterday's date, in which France announced its intention to abandon carbon taxes.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection.
And finally, point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, John Biscown.
I seek leave to table the English transcription from the French Press Association, in which it outlines France's announcement that it will be abandoning carbon taxes.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Morris Williamson.
Mr. Speaker, what we've witnessed in this House this afternoon is really something quite interesting. In fact, I've got some advice for Television New Zealand. You don't need to fund any more reality TV programs, because Survival Labour Party leader will be a bestseller. What we saw today was a trial out for who gets to stay on the island. It could be Great Barrier, the island, but I'm sorry, Phil Goff, you just got voted off the island today, because here was one of the pretenders to the leadership, Shane Jones, in full flight, trialling out for Survivor Labour Party leader. Now, Trevor will get a call tomorrow. Honourable Trevor Mallard will get his call probably tomorrow for trialling out, or maybe even his little stunt in the House yesterday was a trial out for Survivor Labour Party leader. But what is really clear, Mr. Speaker, is that the current incumbent is on the island today, according to Jonathan Coleman, but he will get voted off. And what I have to say, the most fantastic part of Shane Jones' speech was that National Party's popularity is plummeting. Mr. Speaker, if this is what plummeting popularity feels like, then I really am very happy for it to continue, because, sir, when I go around my electorate in Auckland, I hear nothing but commendation about what the government is doing for, say, local body amalgamation. They're commending Rodney Hyde for taking 8 local authorities and getting rid of the nonsense and the duplication, sir. And when it comes to what I think is an issue that does need some consideration, and it does need to be carefully thought through, this is the very careful mining of very specific sites, sir. I think that most New Zealanders would say that if the claims were that we were going to rip up the whole country and do open cast across all our pristine stuff, there isn't a single New Zealander that would support it. Not one. But, sir, I don't know any New Zealander, I don't know anybody that would say under the right circumstances, provided all of the conservation values were protected, if not enhanced, if it was done in such a careful manner at such a low scale in certain points, yes, I would consider that good for the economy, because, sir, what I actually can tell you most New Zealanders raise all the time is, you know, the big difference between Australia and New Zealand is their mineral wealth. And I say to them, actually, no, it's not. No, it's not. Actually, their mineral wealth per capita isn't any better than ours. It's just that they're taking advantage of that. And, sir, New Zealanders know today that we can't carry on borrowing $240 million every week or $1 billion every month and just not have a day of reckoning. They know when they run their household accounts, the day of reckoning will come if they are spending more than they're earning. And I'm not hearing one suggestion from the lazy Labour opposition about how to lift the incomes of New Zealanders, how to lift our GDP, how to make us a wealthy nation. Well, look, Mr Twyford, you shouldn't be wasting your time here. You should be moving on to your next electorate selection. You've got at least 64 more to go before you've wiped them all out, sir. So I wouldn't waste time in the House if I was you. But, sir, the real issue,
Order, point of order, Dr Kennedy Graham.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I think our colleague was just inviting you to move on to your next electorate.
Oh, I don't think we should get too pedantic about that. I apologise for the interruption, Honourable Morris.
No, sir,
he has a minute.
Really
1 minute 30.
It's like being savaged by a sheep when Kennedy Graham takes the point of order, sir. I'm really happy for it. I want to tell New Zealanders.
Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
It's the question of referring to a point of order on which you've ruled. I think it's long-term Speaker's rulings is that when a ruling has been made, then one moves on and doesn't refer back to it in the way that the member just has.
The way the member referred to it, though, was not in any way disputing my ruling at all. He was building it into a speech. I think the member's point is certainly a valid point. I just asked the Honourable Morris Williamson to be careful.
Yeah, I'll be very careful, sir. I can tell you that New Zealanders, sir, New Zealanders are looking to a government who has a plan for what will lift our national incomes and make us once again a wealthy nation. That's what's important. And the measures that have already been put in place, there's a huge list actually. When we get our briefing list to come down and speak in the general debate, I have to actually call people up in our research unit and say, is there any chance of getting a shorter list? This list of good stuff just goes for pages after pages. If we can only get a 5-minute call, and all I can say is that from my perspective, sir, New Zealanders want a government that's going to do some stuff that is going to lift our economy. And I am happy to go on record to say that provided proper conservation values are protected, that provided only sites where we can do things with very little disruption or surgical type mining can be done, I'm a big fan of it happening. And I holiday and own a place on the Coromandel Peninsula, and I'm really happy to say that I don't want to see the Coromandel Peninsula wrecked, but no proposal that's been put forward looks even like wrecking the Coromandel. You'll have to trudge inland and into the mountains for some time to even locate the spots that are unquestioned, and then what is going to be done is going to be done very carefully. Sir, this proposal is really good. I'm proud of being a member of this government, sir.